Hi, I'm Chloe from Brit+Co. It's so nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk with you. We Were Liars is one of the first books I ever like sobbed over at 3 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning.
thank you. Sorry about that.
No, I love crying over books. But to start, I would love to know what is the last piece of media that had a really crazy impact on you, the way that this story has had an impact on all of us?
Oh God. I read this novel by Naomi Novik called A Deadly Education, which is about it's a magic school book. It's a different genre, but the heroine of that story is capable of terrible things
Mm,
and is wrestling all the time with that. And that is a theme that I am really obsessed with, right? What are we capable of? And when we unleash our power, and
mm,
sometimes that can be a great experience, and sometimes that can be a terrible and dark and horrendous experience.
yes.
And that's a lot of what We Were Liars is about. And Naomi Novik writes about it in a really exciting and wonderful way.
Oh, I love that. I'll have to add that to my list.
Oh,
Um,
definitely do.
yes, this process of bringing both the book to life and then now bringing the show to life, has been such a journey. Can you kind of talk about just both kind of the time that it's taken to bring the show to life, but also just maybe what it means to you to have so many old and new fans be able to experience this whole journey with you?
Well, the novel We Were Liars came out in 2014, and it was my most popular novel. It was a
Mm.
bestseller. I was psyched about that. And then, as always happens, eventually it was not a bestseller anymore.
Mm.
And then during the pandemic, people started making these TikTok videos about
Yeah.
that book and a number of other books. And suddenly I was back on the bestseller list and I stayed there at number one for the better part of a year.
Mm.
And that felt like such a gift to have new readers and to be, sharing some part of myself, a work of art that I had made at this time when we were all so isolated. So that led me to write a second book in the We Were Liars universe, which is called Family of
Yeah.
Liars. And this feels like another gift of the same nature, right? I get to share this story in a different medium. I'm also going to be sharing the book version of it, obviously, with new readers. And it was just a wonderful, storytelling adventure, right? I got to go be on set. I got to be part of post-production and part of casting. It was a kick.
I love that. And there's also a third book coming out later this year.
Yeah.
Can you tease anything about what the next chapter that we'll all get to experience together?
Well, We Fell Apart is part of the Liars universe, but it is not a prequel and it is not a sequel. It happens simultaneously with summer 15 of We Were Liars, but across the water on Martha's Vineyard in a very different sort of gothic house.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. And final question, talking about kind of the second life on TikTok, with We Were Liars so many years later. I remember in college and then after the pandemic started, seeing all of these edits of fan casts before we had known about the show. Did you have anyone in mind when you were writing the book? Because the edits when I was like in high school of of actors from 2014 that were popular were all over. And I was curious if you had seen those or had anything to say about that when you were writing.
I saw a few of them, but I don't usually imagine actors.
Yeah.
When we found Emily Alyn Lind, she was actually one of the first actresses that we saw for the role. And then we saw every other actress in the known universe, I feel like. We saw so many people for Cadence, and we kept coming back to Emily over and over and over again. And finally, we chemistry read her and she went through the ringer as auditioning. And she just hit it out of the park every time. And she's so nuanced and intelligent and vibrant and unusual. I think we're just, so lucky to have her.
Phenomenal. Well, congratulations on this project. It is amazing and I'm so excited for people to see it.
Thank you. I'm psyched too.